sell them belongings, all them clever drawings. Yeah, try to make $1 from the grave. Oh yeah, but who's to blame?
Thank you.
body. Oh, you lead me far away from home. City, oh, I'll see you soon, yeah. You spend my money on some elbow. Yeah, wander around like I got someplace fancy to go. Yeah, well, I'm the king of Brooklyn, ooh, for all she knows. Well, so sit back, going, oh, bored and lazy. Yeah, watch me go, just passing through. Yeah, follow me beyond the mountain. Yeah, oh, how did the orbit move? Oh, step them close, right from your body. Oh, dress your skin in sticks and stones. It doesn't matter where we're headed, oh, because some of us were built. Yes, some of us were built. Yeah, you know that some of us, oh, well, we weren't built. Yeah, oh, to
Thank you.
All right. Shakey Graves.
Thank you.
Shakey, that's my tune. That's my tune there.
That's your jam?
Built to Rome. That's from the Roll the Bones album from
That's
a couple
right.
years ago. Yeah. That's my tune.
That's my tune.
Yeah. It's great to have you here. It's your first Pickathon.
It is my best. Thank you. Thank you.
I think you got fans.
Well, thank you.
So, had you heard about Pickathon before?
I have, yeah. I heard about it in 2009 from a guy named, do you know Frank Fairfield? Anybody out here?
We
So I
know
used
Frank
to-
well, yeah.
Yeah, I used to play a lot with Frank in 2009. We share a mutual friend that ran this kind of speakeasy loft space called 2023, and he would play there on a weekly basis.
And that's in LA?
Yeah, it was in LA.
Yeah.
Got shut down.
Yeah.
But that was really where I started playing, like constantly in front of people, and you know, like Frank can tear down the house. He's crazy.
Yeah.
He's totally acoustic, and he's just one of the more astounding banjo and guitar
Yeah,
players.
fully immersed.
Absolutely, yeah. Wears the Brill cream in his hair. He's like, I'm not a
Yeah.
Frankie, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Well, the first time I saw Frank was right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who needs a band when you're a one-man band?
Everybody.
Yeah. Well, introduce us to your suitcase friend here. Is that a kick drum made out of a suitcase?
It is. It's a suitcase with a. It's got like a floor tom cut in half and actually inside of it.
Yeah.
And this is the second version. This is the SG2. The other one was yellow.
Yeah. That's what we had been talking about.
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
The yellow one's hiding in the car because it's a total pussy these days. It's just freaked out.
So
It'll
Shakey,
come out.
NPR unfortunately has described you as an anti-folk phenomena, which sucks.
I mean,
what is that? What is anti-folk?
well, anti-folk is a record label. It's a bad quote, honestly, because anti-folk is a scene that was kind of going on in the 90s.
Yeah, like Early Beck was part of that.
Yeah,
that
exactly,
scene,
yeah. And Regina Spektor and kind of the Moldy Peaches and those people, and it was all out of the Sidewalk Cafe in New York City. But that was where I kind of, like when I first moved to New York, I would go and play at that open mic. And I don't know who said where anti-folk came from, but that would be like, like being like, well, he's kind of a sub pop hero, and I'm like, I'm not on sub pop. Like I have nothing to do with you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, but anti-folk, I kind of respect the reason it's even there is that they couldn't get into the New York Folk Festival, so they made the New York Anti-Folk Festival.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
And it's still folk music, but again, it's not like Pete Seeger or
Right, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So again, I can wear it, but it's
right.
it's a little weird.
Yeah, so you've been playing music really only for about 3 or 4 years. I assume you've been playing guitar for most of your life because I just love the way you play guitar.
Thanks. No, I started playing when I was about 13 or 12.
Mm-hmm. But I guess I go there because you pursued an acting career
Yeah.
early. You're 25. 26 now. And so you pursued this acting career in LA and New York, and then kind of there you started picking up and taking music more seriously and played open mics and had some...
Well, I just had time, you know, like I was on this kind of surreal, felt like a prison sentence. I mean, I put myself there, and I love acting, and I've done it since I was little, and but
Shakey was in Friday Night Lights, that TV show.
I was a creepy, sweaty guy, which is kind of what's going on now. It was a total skis ball
It was
in
about
that
football,
show.
high school football.
Total skeezer, so gross. Don't watch it. I also raped Jerry O'Connell when he was a reincarnated girl on the Lifetime channel one time. Look it up. Wearing a mustache, speaking with a Creole accent. It was terrible.
There's
terrible.
Google searching right now, I think.
searching,
Yeah,
yeah.
people are looking for that.
Yes, I get stabbed. Anyway,
So
but
in New York and LA, you kind of picked up music more seriously, and
well, I just had time. You know, like that's where I wrote a lot of my music because every day it was just what I did. And then it took a long time for me to come to terms with that. Every day I would wake up and go to this and do it without anyone telling me to, or you know, and it was just logical. It's like I'm willing to put the time in all the time. Is what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, you got a great sound. Let's hear some more songs.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I've tasted sweet when I was the bad twin devil himself sat waving me by. All of my tattoos, they were of no use, no monetary values have I, but oh, won't be long till I belong. Yeah, ooh, won't be long till I belong. So, bird at my window tells me tomorrow, me no tornado carries me off, pulls me from bed and bashes my head in on bed, reads me halfway, yeah, across the globe. But won't be long till I belong. Yeah, oh, without all of the song, unlucky skin. Yeah, ooh, won't be long till I belong. Yeah, oh, without all of this so unlucky skin. Yeah, without all of this, oh. Yeah, my wooden home. Yeah, my wooden home. Yeah, oh, my wooden home. Ooh, where I go, there won't be long till I'm alone. Yeah, without all love, I'm so unlucky. Yeah, it won't be long till I'm alone. Yeah, without all love, so.
Strong ending.
Well, poor lanky Lenny is too tall to be lost and found, too big for the cages at the city pound. Oh, what will we do? What will we do for fun and for free? Oh, it seems the roads are growing wider, wider most every day. Well, I used to love to drive, but now I stay off the lanes. What is the use of standing up if there's nowhere to lean? Oh yeah, but somehow we're getting by. It seems a little bit easier to touch the sky. Oh, but something is coming for you. Yeah, something's coming for me. But can't you see? No. Yeah, no, 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 no. We're not like the others. Yeah, maybe it's true. No, no. Yeah, no, 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 no. We're not like the others. Oh, and we couldn't be if we wanted to. So poor lazy Lauren is too small to go out of doors. Well, she's too loud for the neighbors. Oh, she's too slow for the chores. What will she do? Yeah, what will we do for fun and for free? It seems the roads are growing wider and wider most every day. You know, I used to love to drive, but now I stay off the lane. So what is the use looking out if there's nothing to see? Only you and me. No. Yeah, no, 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 no. We're not like the others. Yeah, baby, it's true. No, no. Yeah, no, 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 no. We're not like the others. Oh, sick and no, no. Yeah, no, 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 not like the others. Yeah, baby, it's true. No, no. Yeah, no, 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 not like the others. Oh, and we couldn't be. Yeah, oh, if we wanted to.
Thanks.
All right, Shaky Graves. What song was that, Shaky?
That's a song called Bully's Lament.
Is that new or is that on the Roll the Bones?
It's not on Roll the Bones. I mean, a lot of these songs, like I have somewhere in the 200-ish songs written and kind of recorded in various states.
Right.
And a lot of that comes from just having time, just like, just nothing but time waiting to be in Big Mama's House 4 or whatever. And
So Roll the Bones came out in 2011. And so I imagine you got some recording plans coming up, hopefully for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been recording my second album for like 2 years.
Yeah, what's taking so long?
Just being a nitpicky guy. I mean, obviously it's hard to find band members and. No, but I love recording. I'm really big about it. I mean, if anyone's listened to my album, there's a huge difference between, what I do live and what I do when I record, and I definitely do that on purpose. I think that there's something pretty tremendous about recording an object and having it be like an irreplicable thing, I think that using kind of analog stuff, I'm not like a stickler, like, it gotta be tape, buddy, or like whatever, but it allows for more accidents and kind of weird sound texture that you would have to like, have a preamp or, all these other weird things. Like, yeah, we can digitally place like train noises in your stuff. And you're like, well, you could just record in your train, I guess.
Well, we look forward to hearing the new record. And
Thank you,
I
yeah.
think just keep it simple. I don't know what you guys think, but I think you just keep it,
Oh, you're gonna be
straight
so
and
disappointed.
simple,
You're gonna be so disappointed.
So I want to bring up Bob Log III.
Oh, sweet.
Because I think that you might have been informed by Bob Log when you were in L.A. and perhaps, did you see him play live and saw him do the kind of one-man thing? I think,
I went and saw the Blue Billy Hillgrass tour in Austin, Texas in 07 or something like that. I don't know when it was, and it was this guy named Possessed by Paul James, who's an amazing one-man band. It was 3 one-man bands. It was him, it was Scott Byram, and then it was Bob Log III. And all 3 of them are like totally different, but they all do the one-man band thing. And at that point, I was playing in LA and was just playing an acoustic guitar. And like, it didn't matter how good your song is. Like, if you're in a big bar full of people talking, you're like, check out this song about my life. People are like, no, I'm not going to. I'm definitely not going to. So, I would have to find all these specific rooms, but I found myself talking at this concert when this guy who I'd never seen Possessed by Paul James was playing. Yeah. And the sheer fact that he would change his rhythms, like dynamically based on, it seemed like based on me not paying attention, me and a bunch of other people. It was right when you'd be like, well, he'd like kick it up. Right. And you're like, hold on. And it blew my mind. Like, and I really enjoyed watching how all 3 of those people like navigated,
kind of manipulate the sound and the crowd.
It allows like a certain amount of freedom, and it just makes it just more. It turns the get down up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns the get
Let's
down
hear
up.
one more song from Shaky Graves, then we'll take questions from the audience.
Cool.
It's hot as Texas in here, isn't it?
It's so weird outside right now. It's like cold, hot. It's really hot. But it's cold.
What's the next song going to be?
The next song is a song called Word of Mouth. This is my favorite song. This is my most proudest achievement. Most proudest achievement. That's not the way to say that. This is one of those songs that like wrote itself. Like as soon as you got the frame down, it just like it was just like that.
girl that's blue like the sea. When I go to sleep, you know that she sees me too. Yeah, just standing around like the popular kids, just hoping St. Peter will let us in too. Yeah, he says if you value your life, stay off the drugs. If you value the drugs, stay off the map. If you value them maps, you better travel, son. And if you don't wanna travel, then you better run, yeah. Ooh, ooh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I knew a king in his purple throne. You know that he had some trouble, so he's all alone now. Well, I used to bring him little presents all from time to time. He'd set me in his castle and he'd pick my mind. Yeah, he said if you value your heart, stay on the road. If you value the road, stay on the top. If you value the top, you're gonna suffer, son. And if you don't wanna suffer, then you better run, yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, well, I see my boss in his practical suit. You know I'll toss him in the cellar. Wanna give him no food. No. Yeah, you know when anybody tries to tell him what to do, he holds his breath until he turns blue. Yeah, he says if you value your job, stay out of crime. If you value the crime, stay out of doors. If you value them doors, you better lock 'em, son. And if you don't wanna lock 'em, you better buy a gun. Ooh. Yeah, I said, oh, yeah, well, I saw a snake in an apple tree. You know I didn't trust a word that he hissed to me. No! Yeah, he said it must be getting awful lonely trying to save the world. Just buy a collared shirt and try and fuck some girls. Oh. Yeah, he said if you value your live, stay in the game. If you value the game, stay in the style. If you value that style, you're a sinking sun. And if you don't want to sink, yeah, then you better run. Oh, you better run. Oh, you better run. You better run, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Shakey Graves. Better known as Alejandro Rose Garcia. You got some strength out there.
Thanks.
You got some fans. How about some questions from the fans? Who wants to ask Shakey Graves a question? How about you in the blue shirt right there?
Oh, yeah. Well, business lunch is a pretty straight up me being pissed off about being having to shave my face and stuff. Honestly, like, you know, I can't really complain about going and doing like acting. You know, my family is all like stage nerds. You know, they're just awesome artistic people, and they were like, yeah, go for it. If you really want, like, if you're serious about it, let's try it. Why not? But what I didn't really realize is that meant that I had to like be presentable all the time, and I was kind of chained to like, you'd walk into a room full of like 5 Chads that all look like you, but like bigger, handsomer, you know, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to like lie. I don't want to shave my face for someone else's, yeah. But anyway, it's that like turned up and like, fuck off. Like, it's just, it's kind of like that. And then the intro of that, there's like some like tape noise and stuff on the intro. And that was the message that all of my friends left for me after they watched me rape Jerry O'Connell on the Lifetime channel. And they're like, you raped that ghost. And like, oh my God. So if you listen to it again, that's like 25 of my drunk friends like passing the phone around, just ripping me a new one for doing that. So.
How many people here are seeing Shakey for the first time? Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
Cool. How about another question? Yeah.
I'm just curious to know how you kind of evolved to use your heels on the kick drum pedal.
It was, I mean, this whole thing is like a very logical progression. I started with just a kick drum, and then I did a kick drum and a hi-hat. In front. And, you know, this muscle, I think it's scientifically called the front muscle. It doesn't work well for like high-speed front muscling. It's no good. And so I only had like 2 beats, you know, like, or a beat, and it had like a certain range where it felt like I would fall off of a bicycle or something like that. Like, you get going, and then it would just get a little too much, and like everyone's like, ooh. Anyway, it was terrible, and then I lucked out. There was this girl named Jodie Osborne who has this blog called When You Awake. I don't know if anyone's heard of When You Awake. Great country music blog. And I met her out in LA, and she got asked to be the official blogger for the Railroad Revival Tour, the first one with Ed Sharp and Old Crow and Mumford & Sons. And at every stop that train made, they had an official busker come and play outside of the gates to kind of get you in the mood for homeless people stuff, you know? And so I got asked to be that person, and I was playing with the kick drum and the hi-hat, and I'd had this idea for a suitcase kick drum for a while. So I had a reason, and I hate to break the news, I did not build this. My building of this would be much, much worse. I paid one of my cleverest friends, his name is Will Wolf, to build this thing, and he's just like, yeah, from Austin. You know Will Wolf? Awesome. Well, this is a Will Wolf original. Like, I'm just happy to have an object that he's made. He's like a Lego god, you know, he's just craftiest guy in the world. Awesome guy. But so he built it for that, and then originally it had a seat that went on top of it, and I sat down, and one time I got too drunk on margaritas and stood up like, what do you guys think about this? And then it was actually like a lot better. Everyone's like, don't sit back down. That was really cool. And then it's become easier, and it kind of turned the energy up, and it's been kind of like a weapons and armor sort of situation. Yeah.
More questions? How about you right there? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I play a bad guy always because the skin is brown, and it's true. I'm always a bad guy. I'm a bad guy in a computer game that's actually a nerd, which is no surprise, but that's what it's like in the movie. Don't watch it. It's a terrible movie. Oh, good. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Ricardo Montalban embarrasses me. That's what happens. He's like, I embarrass you. And I'm like, oh, no. That's it. That's what happened.
How about right here?
Yeah, your songs are in such
tasty bite-sized chunks, of rhythm changes and dynamic range. Do you conceive them that way, or do you organize them later?
It actually sort of seems more like stand-up comedy to a certain degree, where I write the song and I can't actually learn my own music until I hear it recorded. So usually, 90% of the time that's the case. So usually if I have a new song, I'll have to record it and then listen to it a lot, and then I'll make essentially a cover of it. There's a better way to play it live. And then depending on what room I'm in or who's in front of me or what it feels like outside or what the weather is or something, it's it can either start slower, or sometimes I'll jump right into it, or I'll double the tempo. And it really depends on as much as you guys as it is me, So it's fun. It's a nice freedom, and I enjoy being able to manipulate it in real time, And I think when it really works, it's a mutual, people are getting what they want while I'm being surprised by hearing one of my songs in a way that I haven't even heard it before, so.
So who have you been listening to lately?
Oh, God.
Like this morning?
This morning, I listened to a ton of talk radio. But on the way over here, we just listened to the radio. There was listened to a lot of the Animals. Oh, we listened to some Hank Williams. I hadn't listened to Hank Williams in a long time, and we drove through some epic stuff, and it was let's listen to Hank Williams Sr. That sounds like a great idea. A lot of Frank Sinatra and oh my God. One of the... And Beyonce. Well, actually, cool story about Beyonce. I love her, but she's the patron saint of our road trip right now. There's actually a picture of Beyonce on the dash of my van, because I'm a man. Anyway,
so do you tend to check out
Beyonce.
Do you check out older music or more newer music, or a mix?
I used to be really crazy about absorbing new music. I used to go and hunt it and try and sift through everything and find the one song, And I ended up losing a CD collection at some point, and or had a computer die, or a couple computers die, and it got to the point where I couldn't even listen to all this stuff. It was just oh, I've heard of that. Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah. And now I'm good. If it falls in my lap, I love it. There's a band out of California called Crooked Cowboy and the Freshwater Indians that I totally love. They're spaghetti western music, kind of like the Ventures, but just a little more on opiates or something. It's awesome music. I think it's great.
Shakey, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
How about one more song, and then we'll get. How about one more question here? Good question.
That is a good question. I used to always say New Mexico, but I've been traveling a lot, and it's hard to say now. It's really hard. Pendarvia? Pendarvia. That's where I'd want to move. But no, I'm a sucker for New Mexico. There's something about the air quality, smell. It smells good. Oregon smells good too.
Well, how about one, maybe two more songs?
That'd be great, man. And thank you guys for being awesome.
The Shakey Graves.
Just a mile down the road, and a street or two away, lives that freckled mistress who I want most every day. Yeah, to the home of a father I'm gonna drag my sorrow feet, tell him she's the woman who can wake me from my sleep. Oh, but she said, it's me, and Lord, I listened. curse the mind for building proper fence. So I will roll and I will suffer. I'll curse the soil and curse the stones. Keep my eyes a leaking, for that girl does love my bones. Yeah, well, I've known her for a year. Oh, I've only seen her 7 days. Well, that's 1 week too many to keep a man like me away. She said, kiss me, and Lord, I listen. Yeah, but I haven't gone back since. Oh, I cursed up mine. Oh, building proper fence. For building proper fence. Well, so 3 years after, well, I found her doorstep. Well, I found her shoes and found her kin. Well, they told me your Grim Reaper done come and turned her in. So I'll pour some liquor down on that stone. Yeah, that does mark my lost and gone. Oh, and I will whimper and wail, oh, and sing her old funeral song. Well, 'cause she said, kiss me, and Lord, I listen. Yeah, but I haven't gone back since. Yeah, you know I cursed the mind, oh, for building, oh, proper fence. Oh.
Yeah, it's done. It's just dying slow. Thank you.
All right, Shakey Graves. Your Pickathon Discovery of 2013.
lady done stole my savings. Told gold digger she was having my babies. Well, gold digger swung, snake lady fell like a gold digger up to Chapel Hill. Well, I married her fast, murdered her young. Oh, took my money back and made my run. Well, bus driver all in red, yeah, go pull this bus over and end up dead. Yeah, go drive this bus down to Mexico. Park it on the cliff where that good grass grows until a chopper came along one sunny day. Oh, to burn my crops, lock me away. Well, I'm eager, young, qualified. Got a date with that Cheryl in late July. My mama, old and gray, just sitting at home, weeping away. Well, her own boy washed down the drain. Oh, gonna take her son and lock him away. Well, mama should be proud of me. Oh, I live like a man. Oh, I'll die like a king, 'cause I'm eager, young and starry-eyed. I got a day with that Cheryl in late July. Oh. So there's also my papa, always old and patched, chewing his cigars with his hair slicked back. Yeah, roll him over, beat him black. Say it's from that boy, oh, we never had. Well, Papa should be in my place. Yeah, to fry like bacon, hang like lace. 'Cause I'm eager, young and qualified. Got a date with that Cheryl in late July. So-called Big Betty, my whole squeeze. It's just so good you go weak in the knees. Come to see your old man pop, I wanna have you there when my big heart stops. Oh, so don't you worry, don't you fret. Oh, I won't die with no regrets, because I'm eager, young and qualified. Oh, I'm eager, young and starry-eyed. Well, the big league's called. Oh, you know that I reply. I got a day with that Cheryl in late July, but she's coming up mighty, 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 mighty fast. Oh, just like, oh.
Thank you.
All right. Shakey Graves. Thank you, Shakey.